Yes, 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 yes. I tell you, we're back again. Monday morning, right here from our studio, live and direct. I can tell you categorically, they don't in the building. Come on, let's go, people. How do you like on the video? Subscribe to the channel. This is how we roll. This is the vibes. I'm ready. Well, let's here with me. All the way from Oshodi, Nigeria, my country. Today is Martin Luther King Day. Right here. We're on holidays. It's snowing right here outside my domain. It's chilly. Margaret is ready. Wow. Also here with me with glasses. Representing. Are you ready? Talk to me. Nigeria 1-1. All right. Welcome everybody on this show. Well, this is how we do it. This is how we roll. They call me the Dawn. All right. We're looking at the Afcon, the games review so far, and also the EPL. You know, my club, Manchester United, we drew yesterday 2-2 with Spurs. That being said, Margaret told me she's fuming. It's high time ETH gets it right. Or get out of my club. I tell you. Okay, it's happy. They don't have that issue like us now. The only issue is Arteta. I'm going to ask tonight, Arteta in or Arteta out? Or Eric Ten Hag in or Eric Ten Hag out? Tonight, we are loaded. All right. Ole, are you ready for me? Ole, what's going on, bro?
And nice to be on the show once again. And yeah, what's disappointing? Well, I would say it was disappointing. I know people expected Equatorial Guinea to win, but I think I had been sounding a warning about Equatorial Guinea that do not underestimate. I've been shouting, and here we are. So, you know, that's what it is. And well, for Manchester United, they couldn't get a win over Spurs, even though they had it in their grasp. And, you know, that means Andre Onana did not leave United on a good note. He's now with Cameroon. He arrived today. Although Cameroon is currently playing, he's not with the squad, but you know, but a good weekend of football nonetheless.
All right, nonetheless, let's move on. I'm going to welcome Okay. There's a lot to talk tonight. As you're coming in, Okay, I'm just going to ask you still have confidence with Arteta? Talk to me, Okay. You still have confidence with Arteta? What's up, bro?
I do. To the Don, it's a pleasure to you on IFTV. Big shout out to Kunle and every other person that has joined this show all over the world. Honestly, I'm Team Arteta right now, you know.
Wow.
Arteta is on the verge of making Arsenal great again, and I'm here for it.
Yes, so, you can hear that. It's here for it. Welcome. Okay. All right, let's move on. I'm going to welcome this lady. I call her Iron Lady of ISTV. No mess around. She's filming tonight. Eric Ten Hag in the mall. Let me ask her, what do you feel about the game yesterday? Margaret, you're live. What's going on?
Hey, the Don. The Don. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Okwe and Kule. Well, it's all good. It's good to be here. And mind you, Okwe, just want to let you or remind you that your nemesis is back, and I don't know what Premier League glory Arteta will be bringing to Arsenal this season. But unfortunately,
it is what it is. All right. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Please, if you are joining us for the first time, this is how we roll on ISTV. It's our Continental Sport TV channel. All right. Let me go straight to the point where we are tonight. We are looking at Premier League. We are looking at Super Copa. Am I right? Yeah. The game played with Real Madrid and also Barcelona. Also Bundesliga tonight. Everything loaded. Afcon straight up, no doubt about it. Just sit back, relax with the music, just to chill, no tension in the studio. Although it's chilly out there, right here in Maryland. Swear down, it's cold. I can't even go outside. Now, all right, the paper talk tonight. Ratcliffe was there yesterday when he was watching that shambolic performance from Eric Ten Hag. Also, I'm going to ask you, Margaret, what do you think to be going on from this Ratcliffe's mind at the moment? What do you think it needs to do walking into this team right now? Watching that shambolic performance yesterday, what do you think, Margaret? Talk to me.
Well, I think Saraf need to take charge, like full control of what is happening on the pitch, on and off the pitch. When I say off the pitch, it means that in terms of the players management, discipline, and everything. Because honestly, I actually don't think I need to blame Eric Ten Hag. Fine, Eric Ten Hag at some point he doesn't know what he is doing, because sometimes you don't know the kind of game plan that they have. But we have players, the crop of players that who I believe they are professionals. They need to do their work, their job very well. Even if the coach tell you, oh, go out there, just do it anyhow. Being a professional, being people who are in a club who they know what Manchester United stands for. They need to go out there and get the desired result. But sometimes you see them on the pitch, there is as if they are too big, too heavy to run, too heavy to play, and it actually makes no sense. So I feel that now with Ratcliffe coming in, and with the kind of performance he watched yesterday with Sir Alex Ferguson, I'm sure he will be very, very disappointed. He will have to go back to the drawing board, sit down with the team, and then ask them what is the problem with Manchester United, what the way forward is. If it is for Man United to get players, they need to go into the market and get those players, not just any player, not just go in there and splash cash on a player that is not worth it. I will go with the sentiment of with Roy Keane and Gary Neville. You don't just bring in someone who just graduated from university to get a job. It's not possible. But after graduation from university, is not everyone actually lucky to immediately get a huge paid job, maybe in a big company. No, sometimes you need to struggle. You need to start from somewhere to gain experience before you get that big paid job. But in the case of Manchester United, they just go in for someone just because this person is available. He has scored few goals, and then the club, they know, oh, this is Manchester United coming. Okay, let's build them. Let's build them. A player that is supposed to worth 20 million or less than that, they are buying this player for over 50 on some close to 100 million pounds. And then what do you get from those players? You're already putting pressure on because of the huge price tag on them. Look at Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland is not the price that. Look at how much did City get Erling Haaland? It was lesser than what they got Anthony and Oyo. So it is really, really sad the way things are right now at Manchester United. And I just hope that Ratcliffe will come and put things in place to bring in whatever thing you need to bring in, whatever experience they need to bring in, whatever thing you need to bring into the team. And then we'll now see a change Man United, at least from next season. Then let's not say this season.
Yeah. I know we want to say something towards my club, that's Manchester United. If Kunle want to say something, I know. But I'm going to start with you, Kunle. What do you think? What do you think about this situation about Manchester United? At least Ratcliffe coming in now. What do you think he should do?
There is, I think there is nothing. He has to assess the situation of things first, because he has to they have to make an assessment. It is from the assessment of things. They have to do their own assessment. It is not by what the media says, or they have to do the assessment of how things are really being done at the club. It is from whatever assessment they make. That is where they will now know the footprint or the roadmap of what exactly they need to do. And since they are in charge of football operations, it is not just what goes on the pitch. They also have to look at some of the things off the pitch in terms of, when it comes to like the role of technical director, that link between the management and the coach, and among other things, scouting, because scouting is very important when it comes to
Yeah,
recruitment.
absolutely.
So those are the things. So those are all the things they need to assess. A lot has been said in the media about Manchester United, but you can't take what the media says. Okay, you have to do your own assessment. Where they now do their assessment, that is where they will now be able to know that, okay, this and this and this and that, and then it is now from there they will work. So for me, if we are going to see anything from Ineos, I don't think we should be seeing anything from Bradley this January. If we are going to see anything this January, it will still be under the current director of football, John Murtaugh. But I think it is from the summer we would actually now start seeing Ineos Sports in action. But if we think we are thinking of looking at something from there, this January transfer window, I don't
Forget
think
about it.
yeah.
All right, okay, but before you talk about my club, okay, there's this breaking news about. No, why are you laughing? You can't talk about my club. All right, you're going to talk about it, okay, about my club. But first, I want you to delve into this Everton and Forest being charged with financial breaches. People want to hear your opinion towards that. What is FA doing? What is going on now? What about Man City? That's my first question. Like, what?
Yeah, question. It's a valid question. What about Manchester City? Because Manchester City have 100 against them, and you begin to wonder. Man City had their charge made known to the public as at the ending of 2022 or midway through 2022. Right now, this is January 2024. Where are they concerning that case? And then you take a club like Everton, who has even been deducted 5 points earlier this season due to financial fair play rules, and now there's a new charge against them again. But thankfully, they have a partner in crime, talking about Nottingham Forest, and more clubs will begin to be under scrutiny because these two clubs, now these are the mainstream clubs from the EPL that we are aware of, going down from the Championship to league football. There are other clubs as well who are going through these issues. Reading FC for one, they are going through this issue as well. So it's left to the clubs to really take their administration more seriously, and I think need to keep up with the rules that FIFA keeps bringing up. Before the end of every quarter, in different aspects of the FIFA arms of organization, there are always rules that are being amended all the time, and really, football associations don't have any other choice but to stick to it. And the same thing goes for these Premier League clubs and the players when it comes to the financial fair play rule. They need to be updated with the rules and to abide accordingly. And I think some other clubs can also take a cue from what Chelsea did. When Todd Boehly and Co came in, they did their own audit. They found out that there were some, should I say, quote and unquote, frivolous transactions during the era of Abramovich. And really, it was just a matter of time before it was going to be found out. So instead of being found out, Chelsea went ahead to, should I say, report themselves and to show evidence to make the penalty on the club way less. And obviously, more of the repercussions will fall on Roman Abramovich and whoever was working with him at that point in time. So it's rather unfortunate that this is happening at this midway through the season. Hopefully, both clubs can get very, very good lawyers who can see them out of it. Because what they are being charged for, the rule only came into implementation just before the start of the 2022-23 season. So, and you know the way we structure transfer deals these days, sometimes transfer deals can be broken into several transfer windows. Like the one for Nicolas Pepe. Arsenal didn't finish paying for Nicolas Pepe till last year.
Wow.
So it depends. And now Chelsea has found that loophole, and Chelsea has contract extensions, or rather contracts that span 8 years for certain players, So I think this is something else that clubs need to then look into and to see what is the best way to avoid being a victim of financial fair play at every transfer window. But all the best to Nottingham Forest and Everton. Like I said, hope they get lawyers that can help them out. But I believe justice should also visit the Etihad Stadium and should visit the Qatari group.
You're right. All right. We're still going to discuss about the Afcon 2025. Maybe move to avoid Club World Cup clash. We'll get to that. But let's move on next to the.
Didon, can I please ask a question in related to the punishment given to
All right.
to Everton? Okay, actually, this question actually goes to you. I don't know what happened. You know, Everton said that they were already punished with they were already punished. There were points were deducted. So this particular one, I want to know, is it from still that same from still that same offense
I
or
think
another offense?
I think it's
So,
another
so
offense.
the initial offense was for FIFA financial fair play rule. Breaking
Yeah.
down. This offense is for EPL's own policies regarding transfers. So both Nottingham Forest and Everton went overboard in terms of the budget for buying players.
That's crazy,
But
man.
that transfer,
But Everton are saying that they were already punished. Then they're
yes,
even saying that the EPL are not they
yes,
are not being consistent.
given to Everton was through FIFA to the FA to Everton. But this verdict is coming straight from the Premier League. That's just the difference now. So they feel they still need to charge them for what they did. Even, I mean, it's rather unfortunate because Everton really did overspend to the extent that FIFA was aware of it and took charge of the case ahead of the English FA. But
Yeah.
now, obviously, after their own personal investigations, according to their own rules that they amended, obviously, from FFP, the Premier League also finds Everton guilty of breaching their own personal rules as a body, as a football body. So it's rather unfortunate, but it is what it is. They have to dance to the tune.
All right. We still come back to this Afcon 2025. As I've said, that might be moved to avoid Club World Cup clash. And moving on to what we have in stock is about this match that ended yesterday 1-1. Okay. I'm going to start with you, okay, on this one. Are you going to tell me the performance? Are you convinced? I mean, it's just I don't know. Okay, what's your take on the match?
Apart from convinced, I think watching that game, I think that is the first time that was pretty much clear to me that this team has no structure, right? And it is quite sad. It is quite sad that in 2024, the supposed giants of Africa seem not to have. It looks like there's no foundation from so, and that is so. It's quite ridiculous to say, right? Because there was a qualification process, so you wonder what happened. What did they build upon? And that's simply because the system of football that was being played during the qualification group seems to have been abandoned, and there's something totally new, right? And sometimes it's not really bad. It's not really only if you are doing the right thing. And in my own opinion, I don't even think the right system is yet to still be implemented. I still think we need to play with a three at the back, and we need to have both Al Hassan Yusuf, who everybody saw for the first time as a fantastic box-to-box midfielder. He was the engine for us, basically. We need him as beside the only proper defensive midfielder in that squad.
Yeah,
is Raphael Onyedika. We need both of them playing together. Alex Iwobi was lost in that game because there was no one around him that he was able to link or play with. And eventually, when he showed himself as a threat at the beginning of the game, and the Guinea midfield was quick to nullify him, and he found it difficult to make himself useful and impact the game for us. So we need to take situations into our own hands because the only way we can go far in this tournament is if we play as a team. The game that we saw yesterday was basically just a show of individual brilliance. That's what it was at the end of the day, because when you take a look at some of the misses that we had from the likes of Sanusi, from even the one from Osimhen, somehow, even though he did score the opening goal for us, it was somehow unforgivable. He had an opening chance before he scored the goal that he did. He could have played Al Hassan through. He could have played Lukman through. He went for it. Yeah, as a striker, you are allowed to be selfish. But certain chances like that, you need to be netting. There should be absolutely no excuse. And for me, then again, taking a look at the defense, I think pairing Ekong and Ajayi together was a very, very bad idea because they've not played together for a long time.
Long time, yeah, I said so.
Bassey and Ajayi have always been centre back pairing, and honestly, when it comes to centre backs, you try as much as possible not to toy with that. In my own opinion, last I've expressed online, I've expressed on this platform. Some people I started to see from what I was saying before. I can see a lot of people commenting on it now, saying, "Okay, it seems like this is what we need to do because we have no individual brilliance and we have no standout star in that midfield." I mean, think about the people that played against Guinea. Do you think they can go toe to toe with the likes of Seko Fofana, Sangari, and Frank Kessie?
That's true.
That Warhorse is going to render us useless, and it will just be a massacre. The forwards of Ivory Coast will just have a really great time. So we need to go to a 3 at the back, get Kenneth Omero back into that team, play him with Shemi Ajayi and Calvin Bassey. Let's have Ola and Bruno Oyemachi wing backs. Play Rafael Onyedika and Al Hassan Yusuf. Going forward, I think Lukman, Osimhen, and probably Terry Murphy if he's fit. Let them be the ones. If Iheanacho is fit, instead of Terry Murphy, play Iheanacho there. We could see what the kind of asset Ademola Lookman is as compared to Moses Simon, who had a dreadful outing
again.
So we need to play productive players. We need to play players that are going to get the job done. There was a difference between players who were passionate about the team and those who were just there to get by. There was quite a difference. So hopefully these players listen to the critics and the feedback. But most importantly, I hope Jose Pesedo and his coaching staff are bright enough to know what they need to do practically against these next two teams, talking about Ivory Coast and Guinea-Bissau, because they're not going to be pushovers. We need to go into those games tactically sound, knowing the best way to get results out of them.
Yeah. Also, thank you, Ope, for that. Margaret, do you have what to say about the game? I mean, look at their goals. It was just like we just caught napping. Nobody was ready to anticipate the flow between the way they scored was like the defenders were just like, and before you know it, 1-0.
By the way, let me just remind you people that who did they have in goal as their goalkeeper? They had Jesus. I don't want to call it that like Jesus, but Jesus.
Kule will tell you it's okay. The goalkeeper is okay.
So
I think we like that.
They were able to. His name is Jesus, the goalkeeper of Guinea. So it's just that, yeah. So we're just being unlucky. In fact, I think with all the Guineas, I don't know what happened. We had friendlies with Guinea, they roasted and the Super Eagles, another Guinea again. So they're not giving us a chance. Well, let's go straight. Let us be serious here. In the first place, I said something that the Super Eagles are not mentally ready for this competition. They are not. Opa said something. He said the coach Pesero tried something new. How can you try something new in a tournament, in the main tournament, not in friendly? There are reasons why they are friendlies. There are reasons why they are qualifiers. That qualifiers, that is where you'll be able to get whatsoever new thing, whatsoever thing you want to try. You try them in the qualifiers, you try them in the friendlies, and not when the main competition itself started. That is when you want to try something new. Knowing fully well that one, you didn't come with complete team. You were supposed to be with 27, but rather you came in with 25. And along the line, two players were injured, which you made replacement for. And the replacement also were not actually new, and a new guy came in on board. So you now going to the main competition itself, you want to try something new. It doesn't speak well. It's not at all. Look at Guinea-Bissau. Equatorial Guinea. They are currently 88 on FIFA ranking. And Nigeria were expected to beat them blue-black. Fine. I understand Kunle said that there are no minors now. It is true. But in terms of Nigeria, the Super Eagles, we expected with the number of stars. If you look at the squad, the players in that Equatorial Guinea, you find out that most of them are not even playing in top clubs in Europe. Some of them, at least one play in Huddersfield, not even the main team, but in the under-21 team. Some played, one played in Spain. Most of them are home based. Most of them are player. They played in a club that you can't really say they are big name clubs. They are not. They are big names clubs. And you expected a Super Eagles team, a Super Eagles squad that have star players. They have Osimhen. You have you have so many big names of that team playing in big clubs, playing in top clubs in Europe. You expected them to do well against Equatorial Guinea, but they went out there and do something else. They are not ready. Until they are ready for this competition, that is when we Nigerians will know. But for now, I am not, I'm saying it here. I am not going to sit down and waste my time supporting a team that are not ready. I'm not going to waste my time supporting a team that has a coach, a manager with no good CV. When you check Pesero's CVs, the first day we heard the news, I said this somewhere on a particular program that Pesero, I've checked through his CV, have checked through his profile. I don't think he is the right man. Or are we using the Mourinho's influence because he's from Portugal, thinking it's going to be another Mourinho? No, it's not going to be another Mourinho. So there are a lot of issues right now in this team. And if those things are not put in place, I am telling you that the Super Eagles, even like we analyzed from the beginning to the end, even like they should bring in a country even lower than Equatorial Guinea, nothing will happen if things are not fixed.
That's serious. Kunle, somebody said Nigeria should start. We should start Bible and pen. Start writing. Look at the table. I mean, we can't say we should be panicking right now. But the second game is so important to the extent that it's very important. Look at the schedule. I mean, we are playing this another formidable team. Kunle, do we Nigerians? The second game, don't you think, is the most important game right now?
I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised you are saying that there is no need. Like there's no need to panic. There is every need to panic because if Ivory Coast, that could be us. That could be us playing with our. Because don't forget that. Don't forget that Equatorial. Don't forget that Equatorial Guinea is playing Guinea-Bissau. If Equatorial Guinea, they will most likely see qualification to the next round. And if Ivory Coast win, it means we are on top. That means we need everything to beat Guinea-Bissau in our last game. And Guinea-Bissau themselves will not be easy.
Yeah.
You understand? Because the mere fact that, okay, let's say Guinea-Bissau lose to Equatorial Guinea doesn't mean that we beat them in the final. So we actually even a matter of sure. Maybe we can draw Ivory Coast, but we need to beat them. But you ask yourself, how do you want to beat the Ivory Coast when you can't string one or two simple passes together? Your attack is just here and there, and you're just doing it. I don't know. There's fire on the mountain.
There's fire. Well, I'm going to ask you that is fire on the mountain for us right now. Is it the time? The second game is difficult for me. I don't see us winning the game. For me,
some positive people are trying to say, in 2013 we drew our first game as well. So we drew this first game as well. Let's hope that it goes. We also faced Ivory Coast last time. We faced Ivory Coast in the quarterfinals actually. So I was facing them again. Even back then, when we faced them, on paper, they were the better team with the likes of the Didi Drogba, the Yaya Tourés, and the Kolo Tourés and whatnot. But then again, if we're being realistic, it just seems everything I'm saying is jargons because it feels like it is quite clear that we're in trouble fundamentally, So I don't think too much of Jose Peseiro. Margaret was speaking about friendlies and letting us know that friendly games are the best times to try out different things. During friendly games, Jose Peseiro was maintaining the same squad that comes for qualification. Then again, there were 2 friendlies before this tournament started. Let's just assume that he realized that, okay, we need to go in with probably a different system or a good system that can help us complement the likes of our players and whatnot. I'm just saying, right? The first game, he still maintained a 4-4-2, and it was a 4-4-2 that he was playing throughout qualification. He goes into the second friendly game against Guinea, right? He plays a 3 at the back, and then they lose the game. And then you come into your first competitive game, you are playing with a 4-3-3. So where exactly, what are you teaching the guys? What are you doing during your training sessions? What is the constant in your training sessions? What is your approach to the games? Are we going to be playing different formation for games? Are we doing cross and inshallah? I mean, I don't know. Just like I said at the beginning of the show, for a country that prides itself with the name Giants of Africa, we are not showing that in any way. But then again, I mean, I'll give all due respect to Equatorial Guinea and Guinea-Bissau, because I know that every team that has qualified for Afcon is ready and good enough to compete for that Afcon title. And I think we can see that so far with some of the surprising results that we've had from other big names in the tournament. But let's just see how it goes. It's just the first round. There are 2 more group games to be played, and anything is possible. You know, it's football. Anything is possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to quickly ask, how many team is going to qualify into the next round? Is it 3 or 2 going into the next round?
The first and second from each group is going to qualify. I think the best losers from 3rd place will be selected as well to make up the
round of 16.
The round of 16.
Well. There's this jokes I watch on the social media. Is it not Mr. Funny? He already started palpitating with Bible and pen. If you pray like this, we pray for.
Like, what was that watching Super Eagles? The formula now is to have your calculator. And they didn't prove us wrong. Imagine starting the tournament with 1-1. Immediately the match started, I said, "Oh yeah, let me go to calculator."
Yeah.
I calculated how mathematically we can qualify. I said I would not do it, but the
Nigerian.
So actually, it's actually funny the way this tournament is going. Even the almighty Egypt that we actually thought will win their first game also drew. Ghana lost to Cape Verde. It's something that it's actually shocking, but we shouldn't say not too shocking, because Cape Verde in the last I think they did very well. They played very well, so I don't think that they are no more in minor. They are no more in minor. Since the time they qualified to play for Afcon, I think they've been doing very well. Then thank God for Senegal, who proved that they are actually a champion in the making. As the defending champion, they came in, and they and Cote d'Ivoire are the only team that actually gave this tournament the all-important 3 points each. So we'll be able to get 2 winners, though. But right now, we don't know the current result going on with Cameroon and with Cameroon and what they are playing now, because the last time we checked, it was actually 1-1. So I feel there's going to be a lot of surprises in this tournament. We might actually see a new country emerge as a winner. We will not be surprised. It might be Cape Verde, it might be Mozambique, it might not even be the favorite. There's going to be a lot of surprises in this tournament. I'm telling you.
All right. Let's see what we have again. Moving on to this Bundesliga. The results came out. I actually watched Bundesliga last weekend, and just because of this guy. Sancho. Yeah, that's because I want
Sancho too. Yeah.
He made an assist, played good game, and
Didon, I think I need to point something out. So during the week, after he had been unveiled and whatnot, journalists were asking the Dortmund CEO that since he has been the CEO, if he was there during Sancho's first stints there, has he ever received the reports that Sancho had been of bad behavior? Does he come late? The man said he had never received such a report about Sancho.
Okay.
So where are those rumors coming from?
No. Well. Okay. All right. Margaret, you talk. You're a Manchester United fan.
Well, before he joined Manchester United, there was a particular report about him coming to.
In fact, his teammate Matic.
Yeah.
His teammate said so.
He had. Yes. So I do not know. Probably what the CEO is trying to do. I feel what the CEO is trying to do is trying to get back at Manchester United, trying to paint a picture of Sancho being that good boy. Since Manchester United feel that he has to apologize to Eric Ten Hag first, so they have to paint that picture. But we all know it was in the news. By then, he was not even a Manchester United player yet. So I don't know what the CEO is trying to cover.
Yeah, but right now it seems like Manchester United and probably Eric Ten Hag just have like a personal beef with him, and because he's not bending their way, they're making life difficult for him. Immediately, he was eager to get the deal done. The deal was done in less than a week. He got there. He was match fit. He was match ready. So this guy has been fit all the time when he could have been an asset for United. He was match fit. He got into the game immediately. Gave an assist. This guy is ready to go.
Do you also know that when he left, it's just only 2 Man United players that actually wished him luck?
Yeah, Marcus Rashford and the Man United and
their mates.
And Mason Mount.
Marcus Rashford.
So it means if we may not actually see it, but I feel that there's somehow. No, I know that the media sometimes they like to escalate, they like to exaggerate some things, they like to sell, they want to sell news. So the news about him at Dortmund having issue coming too late, which that one was already confirmed. It was confirmed, but I feel that there was at Manchester United. And then the manager have the right to say, look, if this person doesn't apologize, the manager only came out because he was asked what happened. He's not match fit. He's not match fit. And then you came out and not just as if you were waiting for a moment to like bring out everything. You now say whatever you're not supposed to write on the social media, and then they tell you, okay, this is the only thing you want to do. You have to apologize, which the management of the club, they actually supported it, because if they did not support Eric Ten Hag decision, maybe by now we would have seen him play. But they want him to go and apologize to Eric Ten Hag. Apologize. He is the one in charge. He is the chief in that boat. He said, apologize to me. I choose the players. Apologize to me. You did something wrong.
Okay, hold on. I want to ask from Kunle's opinion about Sancho as well, being a Manchester United, because I have my own reserved opinion about this issue. All right, Kunle, let me hear from you about Sancho. Because people have been saying, is that, is back.
Yes.
Yes.
So Okwe was saying stuff that, that Dortmund were saying that Sancho was never like this. That they never got to hear about this and all of that and stuff. But obviously, it is going to be normal for them to see it because he's making a return. So you obviously don't want to force a negative this thing out of it. Now, here's the thing: even if maybe all those reports about Jadon Sancho were not true, right? I think it is very clear that there's an issue between him and Eric Ten Hag, and if there is no way it can be amicably resolved, I think it only makes sense. It only makes sense, for him to leave. I think that is simply what makes sense for him to do. You understand? Yes. So I don't know where it is coming from, actually. I honestly don't know where it is coming from. But look, there's something wrong between him and it has to be. And the truth is, we're Manchester United. This is not the kind of thing We need serious-minded players. If for one reason or the other, Jadon Sancho is not going to be showing seriousness, because I don't think the manager will just come up and want to, frame him up or something. I mean, what does a simple sorry do? Let's be honest. What
Yeah.
does it do? Sometimes the truth is sometimes you just need to lower your guard if you really love something, even if maybe you were not wrong. But what is the point? It's just like trying to say you want to prove a point. But when you prove a point at the end of the day, because the truth is, if Jadon Sancho leaves Manchester United, one thing I can guarantee you is he is not going to be collecting the kind of amount that he's collecting at the club, because the club invested a lot in him. So if you cannot have sense to see all these things that the club was seeing you as a player for the future, and you are going to be a key part of it, you should be able to behave yourself and align yourself.
Yeah.
But if you are doing that and maybe you want to go back to where you came from for less or elsewhere, because the truth is, I don't know who is going to buy Sancho with the kind of wages he's on, because if he lives elsewhere, he has to take a massive pay cut. You understand? So that's just what I feel about the situation. So I think it is really in his hand and not Ten Hag, because I know some fans want it to be that Ten Hag is going to be defeated. But let's paint the picture like this. Ten Hag is like your parents, and you are the child. Let's be serious with ourselves. Can you really win against your parents? Even if your parents are wrong, it's going to be very, very. Even if you try, it's going to be a long battle. Or let us say with someone in authority, it's going to take a long battle. So it's better for you to just either leave or throw in the towel, or just try to make amends somewhere. You understand?
Simple.
For diplomacy's sake, and also for me, it's left to Sancho. Ten Hag has no issues. Okay, if Ten Hag leaves the club today, he's sad. It doesn't mean anything about Sancho. You understand? Because Ten Hag is there and he will still be the manager till they decide maybe they don't want him.
All
So
right.
until that happens, Sancho.
I'm sorry. I just had to bring out a former, I think, a news about in 2019.
Yeah.
Sancho was fined 100,000 euros for showing up late in
Late.
Dortmund. So yes, for showing up
Yeah.
late.
I've known all
So
these stories.
that
In fact,
particular news, so I do not know the CEO, where the CEO is coming up with his own contrary
his PR.
opinion. I don't know. Maybe trying to paint the boy good because he's back, like Kunle said. And also, even there is also another report that says that he showed up late to his medical when he went to, he's returning there on loan. He showed up late also in medical, and someone even had to tweet about it,
But that
saying
wasn't
that
that wasn't his fault.
someone had to start. My star boy was also late to the medical test. He just can't be asked, man. So that's to show you, there's still that ego feeling that I can do what I want.
Margaret, listen to my own verdicts about people supporting Sancho about this. In fact, there was this time we had a little, chat about, I think it was on Twitter when I was saying something about my own stake on Sancho. But this is it. This guy is being brought to Manchester with a lot of, high wage and expectations from Sancho. And look at the situation whereby this manager helped you to shape up your life. For me, I see Sancho as being, he didn't do anything for us. It's a flop for me. So now, look at the situation. Somebody gave you a chance. 3 months. I've never seen a player being given a chance for 3 months to go and sort yourself, bring your brain down. I don't know what's wrong with him. At that point, I was looking like, this man gave you a chance. 3 months not playing, and you're still being paid. And all of a sudden, he was asked after the match, what's wrong with Sancho? And he made mention, it's not fit for the... And the next thing, you came out and dropped that kind of comment on the Twitter. Okay, now, we know all this age, everybody's, are you now telling me you can't say sorry? Just simple, sorry, then you delete it. You delete the page. But this guy pinned it on his page for weeks.
This guy is stubborn. Just have it.
So why are you now backing? You remember this same man, my idol. I'm talking about CR7. We all backed Ten Hag
for asking, for messing up C. Ronaldo. We all backed him. A whole legend. What has Sancho done? What has he done? What tell me.
Wait, you know the funny thing is,
Now we can't back Teda because he asks. Go and say sorry. He doesn't want to say sorry. So we should back him. Okay, sorry. No. You remember in your team, you remember this guy, Abba. How Arteta dealt with the situation. We are all surprised, like, what?
Ozil also.
Ozil. So what has this guy has not done nothing for us? Nothing. So
All
I
right,
just
so-
go
and I-
ahead.
All right, so let me give you guys a different perspective. Now, for the entirety of Jadon Sancho's career, he has never been a vocal player. We know different footballers who are vocal with their social media platforms, they speak and whatnot, but he has never been one to be vocal on social media. He has been one to do his talking on the pitch. Now, when it came to United, obviously, he had confidence issues because his first season did not go well at United, and it's a new coach. He's trying to find his best position in the team. Is it on the right? Is it on the left? And whatnot. And, Ten Hag just felt like, he was not in the best place mentally and physically as well to the standard that he wanted, right? And because Ten Hag is desperate to get the team ticking and running, because Ten Hag is supposedly sees something special in Jadon Sancho and wants to bring the best out of him, fine, he sends him out to the Netherlands to have a private
3 months.
Yeah, and come back and whatnot. Now, Sancho gets back. I think he scores on his debut, on his return, and then he has a good run of games. And then the next thing you know, after like a couple of games, let's say like 5 or 6 games, he's no longer available again. And in one particular game, they were asked, why is Sancho not? And then he goes ahead to say, I think he said Sancho is not fit or whatnot. Now, Jadon Sancho, being someone who is usually soft-spoken or rarely even speaks, felt that, you know what, this man is telling a lie. This is not the case.
Your boss, coming out online.
Hold on. You know, as an individual, when lies are consistently being told against you,
how many times? Okay, how many times? This is not the coach you're supposed to.
We don't know. We don't know.
How many lies?
How many times?
We don't.
Assuming prior to went to that Arsenal game, Sancho have not been playing. Probably I would have said that maybe there is something wrong with the both of them, but he has been playing consistently. So I do not understand where lies.
Let me finish off with that. So, as a player and as a human being, when complaints are being lodged against you consistently, it gets a point in time where you will want to speak out. And it doesn't matter if it's your boss, that's just the truth. And I'm sure Sancho had enough of it. Okay. And for someone who is not even vocal on his social media, at that point when he even posted that, he had already taken down all his pictures and whatnot because he was even in a bad place mentally already. The fact that he wasn't playing as well as he wanted to, and the fact that he has not even lived up to the hype of the price tag, it was already affecting him personally. He was no longer even posting pictures on social media anymore. But he had enough after his coach came out to say that he's not fit to play the game when he was indeed fit. So it means something was going on that Eric decided not to share, and Eric Ten Hag then decided to share something else which Sancho was not comfortable with. And boy had enough of it in frustration and said, look, this is not the case, that's not what it is. And then you are now saying he should come and apologize for what he did.
Yes.
When he has probably not even gotten an apology or an explanation for the way and the manner the manager decides to handle a certain issue.
Oh my God, Kole, I want you to talk, I beg.
Honestly, if we have
come and say sorry for
hold on, please. If we have and you want to talk about it to the public, if you don't want to say exactly what it was, we should speak about it and have an agreement and know that, okay, this is what you want to say, this is what you want to go with. Not that I would be that you are saying something totally different. I would be it will feel like I am blindsided.
Fine, I understand you, but when we look at we've read that Sancho have been having issue right from when he was at Man City. Before he went to Dortmund, even having that issue. So I believe that on your other part, because a manager coming out to just say he is not fit shouldn't be something that he needs to say. No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
You mentioned
I
what is happening.
I am a manager.
You know why?
I cannot say this player is not fit to play for today.
This situation
He's
is
not fit to play.
because
He did not say any
and-
other thing more than that. And you get angry and we're saying,
Ten Hag has
Open.
relationship. So obviously something went wrong. It's a different case.
Okay. So I just want to no, for the sake of an alternate argument, I might actually want to probably see something that it is true that Sancho is not a flashy player and he's not someone that is, very vocal. But what I want to ask is this, that period in time where he had an extended break, where we all thought he was down mentally, because you clearly acknowledged it that because he has not reached up to the expectations, that was why there was an extended break. Then he needed to work on certain things on the game and it was together. My question now is that thing a lie? Because what I can see here is United and Ten Hag tried to help the guy. But clearly something went wrong along the way. Because that was like a rehabilitation program. And you could even see how Man United fans were happy to see him. I think it was in the following game he scored or something, and you could see. And he was, but it's clear that something failed. And I think that is what I see. You understand?
Yeah.
So that is what I feel. I think we need to find out.
All right, Kole, hold on.
Something went wrong somewhere.
Yeah, hold on. Raymond, can you hear me loud and clear? Raymond, you want to say something about this issue? All right.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Jadon Sancho and Eric Ten Hag issue. Let me just quickly add this. I don't like managers who doesn't read situations and wants to go gung-ho. Like I'm the one in charge. Yes, we know managers are the one in charge. I don't like managers who also doesn't understand what is going on in this football terrain, especially this generation. Gone are those days when footballers are men. I mean, the days of Frank Lampard, DJ Drogba, Totti, those days are gone. These days we have baby footballers who are, and of course, they get paid massively. So it's enough for them to get their heads turned, even with the money they are earning. Now, Ten Hag issue didn't even just start. I think why I won't blame Sancho was Ten Hag actually showed himself last season. We all saw the Ronaldo's. At that time, I remember I was telling some of my friends that Ten Hag simply wanted to was looking for a scapegoat to tell everybody that you have to sit up. You can punish Ronaldo, then I can punish everybody. But then that was Ronaldo. He won't use the same yardstick for. Yes, Sancho, he was given a break. He was treated nicely. I mean, he was given a chance. But after having a first season that was not too good, of course, with the price tag on him, there was a real pressure on him. And whether you like it or not, somebody who is under 23 years is still a baby. So in a way and two, he needs to be pampered. I mean, if Ten Hag can pamper, Rashford can pamper as many as possible in that team. Once again, in the second season, he was trying to look for another scapegoat to make another sort of statement. It won't go down with every player, which I feel that was that wrong thing Ten Hag did. Of course, you want to tell the world that you are in charge. Nobody is disturbing you with that. But with Sancho was angry because, like Ronaldo said in his interview, there is, and which I've noticed about Ten Hag, there is another thing he will say in the media, and he will be doing another thing in United dressing room. I think for me, it's an hypocrite. I've always said it. You come out to tell this thing to the media, you go back in the dressing room and do it. That was exactly why Jesus was angry. When he came out and said he's not training and this and that, and Sancho was like, I'm back into this team. I've been giving my all in this team. If you say I'm not playing at all, it's another thing entirely. But for you to lie on me, it's another thing entirely. So I'm supporting Jadon Sancho because there was a lie on him, not because he didn't say sorry. He's a professional footballer. He came from Dortmund. He has played other coaches, and he's not the first. He's not an amateur player to know that he doesn't know what is wrong or right. But then, when the manager comes out and starts criticizing the players in the wrong way, I mean, it's going to be his end. And that's the same thing. I'll give another example. Jose Mourinho. I mean, the day Mourinho started coming out after his second spell at Chelsea, that was when I knew he was doomed. And I wasn't wrong until now. He hasn't even found his feet, even at Roma. And I doubt if he's going to make anything out of his career. Maybe if he changes style, yes, we can have it. Like I said, players of now are baby players. You want to shout on them, you can. But you must be able to pamper them. That is what is available at the moment. There are no more men in football. And if you want to go, go.
Oh my God.
You are the one that will suffer for it as a manager.
Raymond, are you saying based on the fact that you maybe for now you said you don't like him, Tenga anymore, you want him to leave? Because
No, I said
because I actually if
I said I don't like managers who wants to go gung-ho without understanding what is available in football at the moment. No matter how harsh Pep can be, he pampers his players as much as he shout on them. The same thing every manager will apply. This is baby footballers. Every footballer playing now are not men. They are babies. And they earn a lot. And it is the manager that will leave the team, not the players. Because if they can't go on you, that's the end of the day. That's it for you. That's what I'm saying. I don't like managers that go gung-ho without understanding what is at stake in football of today. I'm generalizing it. And that is what the Young is doing at United.
Raymond, I want to ask something. Okay, I think I agree with you where you say players are being pampered and all. But I want to ask yourself, why is it that in a place like anywhere Guardiola coaches, even at City, because you think about it, there are many people who left City in I would say, in circumstances that were not good. You look and say the likes of Sterling, Ibra, Jesus. It's not that they didn't want to go. Guardiola didn't see it. Okay, look at Calvin Phillips. For whatever reason, that guy is not just playing. Don't you think the guy should be able to fight for it? But nothing is happening. He's quiet and all. Even in Liverpool, there are always issues where some players will not play and all of that. But you don't see them come to the media and all. So this one of where you see baby players and all those, you can't try such a thing in a place like City or Liverpool. Why is it always in Manchester United that they not?
Okay, let me quickly answer that.
Let me just I think discipline. Let me just like the identity and culture so that is just that's why you behave the way you behave or behave the way you behave. You can't go to a place like West Ham now, the way they are playing other ways and or you go to a Juventus and say you want. You can't try it, or is it with Carlo Ancelotti you want to do that? So I don't seem to understand where people are trying to say. Manchester United have had an discipline.
Yeah.
And that is what this man is trying to do. So if it is that this thing, where then, because you are saying pamper, if you say you have to pamper them and all, I'm sorry, you are setting yourself up for failure, and that's just the truth. So,
all right.
Raymond,
quick one. Okay.
Okay, Raymond, please finish your points, then I'll go after you.
All right, Raymond, finish your point.
Okay, so you made mention of City and of course Liverpool. I want to believe you know how Pep Guardiola and the club treat his players. In fact, no coach in the world pampers players as much as Carlo Ancelotti. And that was the reason, if you check Ancelotti's career, that's one of the reasons he had little league titles to his career. He's a man that bottles the league alone, and that's no thanks to the fact that he over-pampers players. So Ancelotti is out of it. I hope you know how the club will not come out and lie on you in the media. The same thing with Pep Guardiola. What I'm saying is this. It's another thing entirely to tell the media. It's like me coming out and say, okay, ISTV crew, this person is this in the media. And of course, but at the back, inside the dressing room, inside within us, our carcass, it's another thing entirely. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You cannot have a two-faced manager and a player will be happy with it, even in a work settings. I cannot be telling the world that this is happening with my player. And of course, in the dressing room, I'm doing another thing entirely. It is exactly what the Hag does. It's a two-faced manager. That's what I'm
How
pointing
do
out.
you know about that? Are you in the dressing room? Are you in the dressing room? Or did
Margaret,
Sancho
there are
ever
many
come out and
reports.
say, this is what happened? This is what Tenga said in the dressing room. Okay,
Margaret,
if I may ask you now, what as Tenga said in the dressing room that he's saying differently in front of media? Can you please tell us? Because it seems you know too much about this. Help us, please.
Margaret,
Because as far as I know, managers come out.
Margaret.
Aubameyang had issues with, Arteta. What did Arteta do? They had to, go. Who again? Ozil. He said, go. Nobody say no player is bigger than a club. Under Alex Ferguson, this kind of thing will not happen. It won't happen. We saw how he handled Rooney's issue. We saw it. He did not care. So if a manager come out to just made a statement that he is not fit, what bad statement did that manager say? Okay, is it that he goes to the dressing room and be pampering Sancho and then come outside and say something else? Because me, I want to know.
All right. Okay, let me quickly read this from Babalola Oladapo. Yeah, okay. After, let me read this, then you come and comment on this. We can't generalize coach's approach. ETH choose his method and he will stick to it. This is not a Man U issue. He refused to apologize and the coach froze him out. Don't judge on half truth, please. All right, okay, over to you.
All right, now let's get some things straight here when it comes to facts. ETH is a typical Dutch coach, and there's a trend when it comes to Dutch coaches. ETH, Ronald Koeman, Louis van Gaal, Frank Rijkaard, Ruud Gullit, name them. They like things done a certain way. It is either their way or the highway. They're just ruthless in their own approach. That's the way they operate as coaches. And even Mourinho himself, that we just spoke about not so long ago. Mourinho said it himself recently in an interview. He said, "Look, if Frank Lampard at 23 years old was a man already, he said today, 23-year-old is more bothered about the picture he posts on Instagram, the cars he rides, and whatnot. That you still need to hold their hands." So Mourinho has had to change his approach over the years because he has noticed that the stern hand that he uses to deal with players cannot be the same anymore. So it's a totally different approach now. First of all, and then again, we know the way ECH was. Have you forgotten why Ronaldo was frozen out of the squad? Simply because he wasn't going to press the way Ten Hag wanted him to. But then again, this is a proven goal scorer. There are ways you can set up a team to complement Ronaldo. It happened at Madrid. It happened at Juventus. So it's happening in Portugal. So when you have a player like that with that type of assets, you set up a team around him to make it work. Not that you ostracize him, and you have a discussion with him. You say one thing in the dressing room, and you come out to say something else to the media. Margaret, does that sound right? We have a.
I am still asking that question. What did he say in the dressing room that is different from what he said in the media?
Yeah.
Honestly, I want to know.
We don't know what
said in the different thing. And he said different thing, as if we all were all there. We heard what he said. Can we please tell us what he said that was different from what he said on the media?
Hold on. Okay, so let me ask you a question. So when this...
Okay,
when
I also want to ask you, how are we sure? Oh, wait, no. Sancho, as far as you know, you're talking about, he said he needs to call this player. Let me ask you a question. They gave him 3 months.
Ask him.
Gave him 3 months. Pampered him. He was pampered. Do you know if Eric Ten Hag have been talking to Sancho? Do you know if he has been talking to him? He tried to make sure that he is okay. He gave him 3 months. And during that course of 3 months, he has never come out to say anything bad about this player. I mean,
Margaret,
how are we sure you have not been talking to this player?
Until he came out and said because he's not fit. That's why he didn't list him on match day. You see, one thing is this. Okay.
So, Margaret, like I was saying to you that when one incident happens more than once, when it's an occurrence, when there's a pattern, there's obviously some truth to it. If everybody is lying about you, but the lie is constant, there's an element of truth inside it, and that's just a fact about life. So, if this similar issue had happened with Ronaldo, excuse me, and it's happening with Sancho, then it's a problem. Earlier, a couple of weeks ago, I shared something within our platform that look, there was an issue going on within the hierarchy of players at United. Ten Hag has shown himself as someone who does not like to deal with players who have a huge personality, who have a huge attitude. Why do you think Varane has been benched consistently this season? Varane has only been playing consistently when Maguire and Lisandro Martinez both got injured, and the same thing for Lindelof. Casemiro, as well as also during his time injured, he has also had an issue with the coach. So what are we talking about? If he's having a consistent issue with more than one person, the truth is the truth. You deciding to stand behind your coach who is ruthless in his approach, which is not relevant for the type of footballers that we have today in world football. How do you think your team is going to progress? Not everyone is going to respond the same way. Not everybody is going to mature the same way. It's a thing about life. You need to know how you're going to treat different individuals. When bringing up children, there are children that you would always need to spank with a belt or with a cane. And then there are kids who it is words that you use to discipline them. Your words go deeper than what your actions will do to them. So Ten Hag needs to be enlightened.
These children, fine, according to you, Sancho is a child. Yet, how much is he earning? Under Sir Alex Ferguson, the Fabio, they were kids. They were children. How much were they earning? They were not earning much. And this same child you're claiming is earning huge amount of money. And please, can you please read the statement, the comment that person got me. It's not just about Eric Ten Hag.
All right.
Pep Guardiola had issues with players too.
So, okay, all right. Then this one says Zlatan, Samuel Eto'o, Johad Gundogan, Cancelo should I continue? Every coach will have issue with players that won't work in line with their own method and training schedule. Big up to you.
See, Zlatan issue came on social media. It came out. Zlatan brought it out. They had issues in the dressing room with Pep at Barcelona. He brought him. Pep brought Zlatan. Though it was an exchange between Eto'o. Eto'o went to Inter Milan. Zlatan came to Barcelona. After some time, they had issue. They had issue in the dressing room. They came out. They said it out. They made it public.
Yeah.
And this is the same Pep you were saying. He knows how to Abba. Come on. He had issues with Yaya Toure. We all know that. But it comes to Eric Ten Hag, it now makes it look like he is the first among all the managers that have ever treated players this way.
All
Ronaldo,
right.
fine, we understand Ronaldo. So Ronaldo, I can't use this player. He needed his own type of players. He wants to use young players.
Your coach, let him lead you to the promised land. If you like what he does, it is well.
Arteta is leading. Let's see Arteta is leading too.
All right. I love this. All right. Looking at the Bundesliga table. Come on, Leverkusen is still on top of the league. Massive. Okay, don't you think Leverkusen will win this league? It's getting hotter now. I mean, they are not running back. I think I lost Okwe there. Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So I was saying, Alonso has set up his team to be playing fantastic football. You know, I'm a big fan of them. Every single one of the starting 11 team, and even with the absence of Victor Boniface, coincidentally, you know, they had their main man, Patrick Schick, return from injury as well. And Patrick Schick has entered with flying form. He scored the only goal over the weekend. And previously, before Boniface even went on injury, when he came back into the team, he scored a hat-trick. So, Xabi Alonso will be spot for options. And I think this January would be a good period for him to strengthen his team, you know. So, especially in midfield, I think he would need to find a way to maintain the same quality when the likes of Granit Xhaka would not be playing. But, I mean, so far, so good. Kudos to Xabi Alonso. He's already being touted to probably be the next Real Madrid coach, to be the next coach of Brazil and whatnot. But, I mean, a big well done to him. And I think it's quite clear that not everyone that was a player before can turn into a coach. We've seen the way the likes of Gerrard, Rooney, and Lampard Same thing with the Neville brothers. They all struggled and failed. But you know what? We can still look at players like Carlo Ancelotti, number one, Sir Alex Ferguson, Wenger. If we're talking about more recent people who transitioned from being footballers to managers, you know, Pep Guardiola and obviously Mikel Arteta. These are players who are individuals who are striving and doing it well. So big ups to him, and they might eventually run away with it because Bayern Munich are consistent this season. But don't rule out Bayern Munich. It happens a lot of times. They always find a way to come back. Now they've got, for the first time since the departure of Lewandowski, they have a world-class number 9 again in Harry Kane, who has matched Robert Lewandowski's record in the Bundesliga for scoring 22 goals at halfway. So you can only imagine the amount of goals Kane is going to have at the end of the Bundesliga season. But let's not forget Sergio Guirassy, who's also playing for Guinea. You know, he's currently at Afcon with Guinea, but he's also chasing down Harry Kane for the Golden Boot title. So a lot of good prospects to look out for in the Bundesliga. But let's see how it goes.
All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to the result that came out over the weekend at the EPL game 21. Burnley 1-1 with Luton, and also Chelsea sneaking that 1-0 past Fulham. And also this great man, I'm talking about the Manchester City beating Newcastle. Silly 3-2. Goals coming in. 3 goals. I'm going to talk about that man, Kevin De Bruyne. Also Everton and Aston Villa. The match ended 0-0. Also draw match against Manchester United versus Spurs. But what do I have next is the EPL table. It's still tight right there. Liverpool 45 points. Man City up again at 43 points. Aston Villa couldn't do anything over the weekend after the game ended 0-0. And also Arsenal in the 4th position. I'm sure coming weekend, Arsenal is going to play against Crystal Palace. But then we'll still come back for that. And also that's the league table for EPL. Moving on to the game. This man, I'm talking about this great man, Kevin De Bruyne, came from the bench to change the game. I was thinking it was going to end up 2-1 until this guy came on and the game changed. And hold on, I'm reading a comment. All right, Kunle has to go. All right, Kunle, thanks for joining us. Yeah. Let's talk about this game. I'm sure, Okwe, you watched this game. 3-2. This man is back. And I was saying, whoa. Okwe, talk to me.
Arsenal go here.
Okwe, talk to me about this game. You have to unmute your mic. So, okay, I can hear you. All right.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I was already speaking. I forgot that I was muted. But what can I say about Kevin De Bruyne? I remember the last game when made his return. The FA Cup. He came in 15 minutes. Manchester City scored 3 goals. Before he came on, it was just 1-0. And Man City was struggling to score goals. You know, he's such an exceptional player. He's so good at what he does. And when you take a look at the goal he scored, he made it look so easy. But he makes difficult things look so easy. Right now, honestly, after that game, I was really hoping Newcastle was going to hold it out. You know, because Newcastle scored 2 fantastic goals from Isak and then Gordon, and I felt that the energy from St. James Park would help the players to give a good fight. But you know what, Pep and his boys, after the game, I'll be honest with you, the statement I uttered was, "Here we go again," because it just feels like they're coming on for like a 10-game to 12-game winning streak. Champions League games are coming back as well. They'll get into their stride. Look, Cole Palmer left. He left to Chelsea for good money, £65 million. Now they've got a bright young kid coming up from the academy, Oscar Bob. He replaced Jeremy Doku, who seemed to be blunt. He came on, look at the goal he scored, look at the quality. It's ridiculous. And then there are more youngsters there in the squad as well, who some went out on loan this season to Burnley and Sheffield. They've got some other youngsters coming in through. Look at Rico Lewis, who easily displaced João Cancelo from the squad. And then you now have Kovacic has fully put his stamp into the team. In the players are coming back. Erling Haaland is yet to come back as well. But is firing.
Here we go again.
There we go. What else do you want? What
Oh
else
my
do you want?
goodness, that was a matching.
Just pray for top 4. That's just all. For league is a no. It's goodbye.
It's goodbye. All right, moving on to Manchester United. Margaret, this is your time. What's your review on this game? We have played. They played us. They played us. No doubt about it. They outplayed us. So what's your review on this game?
They really did outplayed us, But the only good thing I would take away from this game is Martinez coming back, and that nutmeg, he gave to what's that player's name, actually was fantastic. So that was one positive thing I took from that game. And then the second one, that one too, with Oyong and Rashford also. Those are also something that I actually love, and I would love to see them more. But in terms of total performance, I think it was awful. It was poor. I do not know. Seriously, I was watching the match. I was like, I'm actually watching Manchester United. Why is it that week in, week out, we're having the same problem? We will never come out here and say something. Oh wow, it was fantastic. They won with great point. Like we've seen changes. They won maybe 5 games in a row, no problem. But it's either one. Today we'll talk. Wow, they won. They got the 3 point. But how did they got the 3 point? They struggled, and then the next time again we'll come back and talk about United played woefully. They lost, they drew, they let those cheap goals that we're not supposed to even let in, soft goal that we're not supposed to let in. Set pieces is poor, like they cannot defend set piece. And maybe that is where we're actually missing Maguire for that particular one, because I know in recent games we've seen how when it comes to set pieces, he's been doing extremely well, trying to make sure defend and clear that, but we missed him in that. So it was a poor performance from Manchester United. And as I'm talking to you right now, I don't think I'll be able to talk about Manchester United poor performance again, because I am tired.
Oh, you're tired.
Is not what we want to do. I am tired.
Raymond, do you have anything to say to this game? Oh my God.
United fans.
Yeah.
United fans. I can only, in fact, yesterday I was wondering how United fan will survive. If you're a United fan, you are supporting Nigeria, and after Nigeria disappointed you, you're still going to watch Man U that will disappoint you.
I did not even support Nigeria. I did not even watch. I said, let me just take only one heartbreak. Let me watch that particular one. But for Nigeria, I did not even bother.
Oh my goodness.
So it's I hope that maybe. But one thing I actually noticed in that sport, which I do not know, what is Man United? They seem in that particular match, they seem to allow Tottenham do all the playing, and they were sitting back. They were trying to defend, sitting back, allowing Tottenham go get the ball, and they were giving out. They were just giving out ball anyhow. Then they can't even go back and defend and get the ball. But it was really, really so sad to see something like that. There was no fighting spirit. There was no intention. There was nothing. Clinical, they were poor. Nothing. Shots on target. Tottenham had more shots on target than Man United. Man United were actually lucky. Out of 6 shots on target, 2 was on target. It was a really poor performance.
Well, United have shown this season that they are inferior to any of the big teams. Like I always ask, what is United's identity? What's their style of play? What is their setup when they go into every match? That team lacks a proper. You cannot figure out what United is playing. You only know that they go to the pitch to play. They give relegation performance, of course. They are still in the top half. So when you go to watch United, you don't put your expectation on whatever, because they are too inconsistent. I mean, last season, like I said, last season was like a flash in the pan. Grant a result and win a trophy and see what happens the following season. But the coach refused to correct that. I mean, when you go to a new season, you have your template. So what's United template? Coming to the new season. They will now, like I always say, the day United find their identity is when they will know what next. He was given the chance to buy his players, to pick his players. But even if you sit him down and ask him what is the United formation, what is the style of play you're using at United, even the coach can't figure it out. And when you cannot define your identity, you're going to have issues. It's as simple as ABC. You are definitely going to have issues.
Is it the players' issue? They can't
No, it's the coach. No, it's the manager. The manager doesn't have a pattern. You have to set a pattern for United.
But he has a pattern in Ajax that he wants to be.
That is Ajax. Ajax is not United now. It's like a bigger pressure at United and whatever Ajax is called.
Then is it because of the crop of the players? Talk to me.
He signed the players he wanted, even though he made bad signings. He won't come out to tell us and say he made the bad signings. But we all know he made bad signings. I mean, they are not clicking. The Anthony of this world, or the Anna of this world, they are not clicking at all. And I would have expected him to tweak his formation. That's why I said, in all this, yes, you can sign players, and all of a sudden they didn't come good. But there's a way when you watch other managers, it's not that signing could be a gamble because you don't know what will happen.
Yeah.
Even the great Alex Ferguson, all the managers in this world, you could put. I remember when Veron came to United, and everybody thought it's going to be possibly the next best player in the world. He only played one good season, and United shipped him out because he wasn't playing fine. I mean, Veron, it happens. But how will you find the solution when your team is not? That is the solution. Ten Hag has refused to. You can sign players and they are not working. Yes. You can sign players and they have injuries. Yes. But you need to design a template that everybody fits in. It's not compulsory you go with your 4-3-3 compulsory. It's no. There are formations. You've got Ten Hag has got a lot of central midfielders that are enough to lock any midfield in the world. How is he making use of them? But no, he wants to open the midfield, make it loose, and things come at them. United are not even having flying tackles. That team is funny. I can't believe United in 2024 can be like this.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Let me quickly move on. I don't want you to crucify my club. All right, thank you so much. Now, let's talk about this Real Madrid 4-1 against Barcelona. We don't have our guy here. I mean, the La Liga man.
Mark has run away. He knew something's going to happen.
Is he a Barcelona fan?
Yeah, Mark
is he a Barcelona fan?
Yeah.
No wonder. No Barcelona fan is talking for now. They are well beaten yesterday now. No remedy.
Yes. But I think
they're having a bad season.
Yeah, but we need to give kudos to Carlo Ancelotti. It's not like everything is going rosy for them. Real Madrid currently don't have a prolific number 9 since the absence of Karim Benzema. That's the first thing. They've been without notable absentees. Alaba got an ACL injury. Courtois got an ACL injury as well. But they've still been able to keep the pack together and playing a brand of football that I personally feel was outdated. But Ancelotti brought it back, playing that diamond midfield. But the difference now compared to the way Real Madrid played, compared to the way, Ancelotti's teams at Chelsea and Milan played it, is the fact that the fullbacks are working extra hard. So big shout outs to the likes of Carvajal, who at this stage of his career has shown a different side to his game. Ferland Mendy as well has stepped up. Fran Garcia has stepped up. And because of this style of football they play, rumor has it that Madrid are going for Alphonso Davies in the summer transfer window to get him from Bayern Munich. He'll be a great addition to the team. But then again, I think the standout star for Madrid has to be Jude Bellingham, who has taken, he has taken Real Madrid by storm. I think 8 goals in 10 appearances. That's fantastic for him being a midfielder and in this game. But most importantly, one man as well who needs to be praised is Vinicius. Vinicius is the first Brazilian to score a hat-trick in the El Clasico, and he's the first player to score a hat-trick in El Clasico in 2 decades. Cristiano Ronaldo never scored a hat-trick in El Clasico. Neither did Ronaldo de Lima. But I mean, Messi did, obviously. Messi always does the undoable. Messi scored a hat trick in his El Clasico debut. But nevertheless, big ups to Carlo Ancelotti, someone who I felt maybe his career was even dwindling down, because for me, I could question him a bit considering their league ambition last season. But he seems to have a very good team put together, tight knit. And Ancelotti is very steady in his ways. He has continually said that they're not gunning for a striker, they're not gunning for a winger and whatnot, and he's sticking to his onions, and it seems to be working for them. So far, they're top of the table at La Liga. Girona is the one breathing down their necks, and let's see how far they can go in the Champions League, which is their favorite competition. So once again, congratulations to Los Blancos.
Congratulations. This is
Didon, please, as the anchor of this show, I want to ask a question. In fact, this question is directed to all those who are against Man United, because I want to pick something from Okwe. Okwe mentioned people are injured. He mentioned Alaba. What else did you mention that are injured? Now they have issue problem. They have injury problem. But now goes to Manchester United own. When Man United, Casemiro was out, Martinez was out for so long, Maguire out. We even have to make sure Luke Shaw out. But in that particular one, no problem, because it is a Man U own. It makes it look as if they are injured. It doesn't mean you just have to do well. Now look at Madrid, because they are doing so well. They said despite them having injury, and when you want to look at the number of players injured compared to Manchester United, why is it that when it comes to Man U injuries problem, they made it seem as if it is nothing, it is not a big deal, but other clubs it is a big deal. In fact, they are not doing well because the players are injured. But it now comes to Manchester United, they make it look as if why must you go injured? What's their problem? You just have to do well. Nobody talks about injury problem at Manchester United. It pains me honestly, because when I read comments online, when I read on social media, how the way they narrate Man United injury problem and other clubs makes it look as if Man U is nothing to write home. They don't care. That in fact they made it look as if they are not even injured at all.
So Margaret, here's the, and this is why I believe United gets so much scrutiny. The truth is that in the history of world football, Manchester United is one of the most historic clubs, not just England. But when we are talking about the best of the best in club football, United is up there in that conversation with the upper echelon. So when they are not performing compared to the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona, AC Milan, Bayern Munich, they will get that stick. My message was that from Real Madrid, irrespective of significant injuries to key players like Eder Militao, like Courtois, like who else from the midfield, those are the key players. David Alaba as well. Those key players. So my point is that
you just mentioned 3 players, and we've mentioned Man United more than 3.
So the difference between Madrid and Manchester United is the fact that Madrid has quality in depth to sustain them, irrespective of injury to a player. That's the difference.
And you don't have that quality in depth. Also, Man, you don't have. Madrid have. So, but when they want to bash this Man U, they bash Man U as if Man U have a more quality players. In fact, that with the quality that they have, they're supposed to be
more better than Real Madrid. City started the season with injuries.
Exactly.
Every club has had their share of injuries, and they have not come out. And they have not come out to complain and say, no. I get what you are saying.
See, let me tell you, I don't really talk about. There was a time I talk about Man United problem. I said it shouldn't be the injury. I said they should not put injury in front. I said that, but the way it is right now, the way people wanted to analyze Man U injury problems, they make it look as if the players that are out are not first team players. Maybe they are just under 21 players that don't play regularly. But they forget that they are regular players and key positions also.
Margaret, please answer that question. Name one player that is out right now that will make a difference in United's team.
As far as I know, Casemiro is not back yet. Forget that he was on the bench.
Okay.
Yes.
Even if it comes, there will be a difference. Calm down, there will be difference. There will be a difference.
And Martinez just came back. You know what we've been having, although we have problem with scoring goals, and then the other second problem is conceding. So if we can it can be less conceding. Maybe if we score like 2 goals and then we don't concede, then we won't have to draw or we won't have to lose.
Varane is playing. Though. There's one Bissaka. There's Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw. But do you know that? But you know, one Bissaka played on the left. He was not supposed to play on the left. One Bissaka played on the left because Luke
Shaw
all right.
But do you know that?
That's what excuse you have.
Casemiro is not yet back. So I'm not gonna leave us.
All right, this is how far we can go tonight. I want to say thank you guys. It's been a fantastic one. All right, Raymond, thanks for joining us on this one. Massive love, man. Thanks.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Okay, thank you so much for joining us. All right, one love, bro. All right, Margaret. Thank you so much for joining us. All right.
Yes. Hopefully next time we'll be happy.
All right, people, smash like on the video. This is how far I can go tonight. I want to say big shout out to everybody that's joined us. Thank you so much. Until the next one on Friday, when we'll be back for the preview of other games over the weekend. I'm signing out. Back again. Bye.